It all started summer of 2016. He was in the best shape of his life. We did CrossFit together, but he was also in construction. So, working long hours, it wasn't anything new that he wasn't feeling great or he was overly tired. Finally, end of August, finally got him talked into going to the doctor just to see what was going on. He actually ended up getting admitted to the hospital, where we later found out that he had signs of probably having cancer. We were anticipating lymphoma because there's more treatments. We were blindsided and he had lung cancer. He was not a smoker. Then we ended up finding out that he was already at stage 4. We went to MD Anderson, found out that it was terminal. We have 3 kids. Didn't know what we were in for. Doctors kept telling us that, oh, you're in great shape. It'll be, we've got this drug that you can take, medicine you can take. You've got a few more years. Well, 6 weeks was total, is all he had from diagnosis to the day that he died. October 2nd, we're on our way to church, went and got our donuts like normal Sunday morning. He was talking to me, we were laughing. We were getting onto the youngest one because he was throwing donuts in the car, and thankfully we had already parked in the church parking lot. I started hearing a noise and I thought he was just wheezing. And I looked over and he could not speak to me. And the kids saw everything. They can tell you that day, they can tell you everything that happened. He had a massive stroke in our car in the church parking lot. He ended up being brain dead and died on Monday, October 3rd. So now here I am to raise 3 kids by myself. But through it, with our faith and our family, that's the only way we survived that moment. Shortly after, I decided to start seeing Beverly because time was hard, everything was a blur. I would stay up all hours of the night until I could just crash and go to sleep, and it was just autopilot. What would Zach want me to do? And I asked that a lot in the first 6 or so months, even all the first year, like, what would Zach want me to do? Until I could finally say, what would I do? It was just a relief to be able to go talk and not be judged and not have a biased opinion it was just a place for me to just let it all out. I could cry, I could scream if I wanted to. I just let it out. And she would just say, it's normal. It's normal that you feel this way. And that felt really good because I didn't feel normal. Nothing about this felt normal. I decided I wanted to get the kids into counseling, and they actually see Mrs. Abby. And she's been a huge blessing to the kids. I've got the oldest, Lane. He's my talker. He will tell anyone and everybody that his daddy has died, and he just talks about it. Reagan, my middle one, she's my quiet one. She is timid, she is shy. She didn't know how to process it when she was only 5 years old, losing her daddy. She kept it inside. She deals with a little bit of anxiety. But she just, ever since seeing Abby, she opens up, and she's learned that drawing is her avenue of dealing with this grief and figuring it out. And she draws pictures, and she talks about daddy, and she wants to see pictures of daddy, and it's easier for her now to talk, and now she can talk to her littlest brother, Everett. And it's just amazing to see where she can still go back to that day that it all happened, and she can tell you detail by detail of what it was, even though everybody else thought, oh, she's just being quiet, she doesn't know what's going on. She knew exactly what was going on. She just had to process it in her own way. So now we're 1.5 years out, and even though the kids are still working through learning how to navigate this grief journey that we're on, and I still navigate it, and it's still new all the time. There's still things that pop up and new journeys. Reagan's playing softball for the first time, and she had her first game, and she cried because she wanted daddy to be there. And we're always gonna have those firsts, but I have a clearer head this year. I feel a little bit back to normal, and we're finding our normal, and it's not the normal we would have ever chosen, but it's our normal and it's our journey. There's not a lot of options out there for grieving adults, grieving kids. You feel isolated. You feel weird, you feel strange. But when you walk into a place where you can just take your mask off and be totally you, because they want to help you, they want to teach you how to navigate this journey, you just feel a sense of comfort. So we don't know when our grief journey is going to start. It could start tomorrow for somebody, and they will not know where to go. But thankfully in Wise County, they will know where to go.